Hello. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. I am so excited to be with you tonight. You guys are going to have the best time because guess what? We are also streaming to Instagram. So we are, of course, going to try to jack up the tech tonight and see what happens. Because why would it be special otherwise if we didn't try to push the tech? And guess what? I have two super, super special people here with me tonight. So let me bring them both on. I just want you to see everybody. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
How are you, friend?
Doing great. Well? How are you doing?
We're good. So this is our special guest instructor tonight. This is Samantha Baughman of Sammy B's Sweets. And we're going to have her tell you how to follow her in just a minute. And I have a guest host with me tonight, Debbie Simmel from Pennsylvania. You guys see her on the live streams all the time. And I told her she had to get festive with the head stuff and join me tonight so that we could have some fun while she was here. And now we're going to work on getting her to talk.
No.
So Samantha, you're our first simultaneously streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. How's that?
That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
It's going to be awesome. And it actually looks really, you can see it just like this. Just like we're seeing it with the 3 cameras on Instagram. It looks just like that. And we've got a couple people watching over there. So maybe we can build that up a little. I will tell you that if you are watching from Instagram and you want to comment, we can't see the comments on Instagram on StreamYard yet. They haven't figured that part out. And apparently my typing is mirrored. So I typed hello to everybody, but it's OLLEH. I do know how to spell, but it's mirrored on there. So just so you know, that's happening. I am so excited about your project.
Thank you. Me too.
It's so cute. Did you guys see it in the video? Did you see it in the video? It's a really cute 3D fireplace, and it's so Samantha. Like when I saw it, I was like, this is so Samantha. I love it. This is going to be a lot of fun. We have some people that want to say hello. So do you mind if we do that real quick?
No, let's go right ahead.
All right. So Darlene is here, and she is watching from Maryland. She's excited. Look at all those pieces, Darlene. Look at all of that she's got. It's so cool. And she's going to tell you how you can pick up STL files, right?
Yeah, so we're going to work on getting the STL files, but if nothing else, we'll go ahead and get the template out tomorrow so that way y'all can do this at home and on your own as well.
Perfect. And she'll put that in the Cookie Snack Attack group, guys. So if you have to go back, it'll be in the private cookie group there, which is free to join. And we hope that you will join it. I'll put a little thing up at the bottom of the screen in a minute to show you all the ways you can stay in touch with us. Hey, April, how are you? Hi, Camille. She's watching from Utah. She says, hey, so welcome, Samantha.
That's awesome.
Hi, Barbie. Barbie's watching from Texas. Nadine is watching from Vancouver Island in Canada.
Wow.
And Kathy is here. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Myra's here tonight. Myra, you're in Ohio, I believe.
Lavelle from all over.
Lavelle's watching from Louisiana. See, it's backwards to her. No, she typed that on purpose. She's just messing with me because she's on YouTube. I don't know why it would mirror your typing, but I'm going to type a couple things and just see what happens. Patricia says hello. I think Patricia's watching from California. Are my Australia people, my Japanese people, or my England people here tonight? If you are, could you please say hello and welcome Miss Samantha? Janie, I think she's going to put the whole setup for sale on her website, or you can get a free template in the Cookie Snack Attack group tomorrow. Yeah. Hello there, Elisa. Are you back in Maryland? Elisa, are you home from Florida? And that is Priscilla. Hello, how are you doing? Elizabeth, woohoo! Let's see, Janie O, and hello. She's in Oregon. Oh, that's right, Janie, I forgot. Hey, Rochelle, how are you? California's in the house. Hello, A. Isn't that supposed to be EH? That's one of my Canadian friends, I think. Hello. I wish California. Oh, she's in Virginia. Oh, yeah, it is cold here. By the way, that's where we are right now, and it is cold. All right. You see what she's doing? So, okay, you are home. Good. I'm glad you're home safe. All right. Well, if anybody else that's watching wants to check in, oh, yeah, I got one Australian here right now. Kate is here with us.
Yeah, like what time is it in Australia right now?
I think they're ahead of us, right? Because they get New Year's before us.
They're in Nashville. I'm Murfreesboro. So hi, you're the closest one to me so far.
So far. All right. That's awesome. That is cool. Tell us where you're watching from tonight, guys. And let's see. I wonder if Chelsea Rose is here. She's our Japan. Elizabeth, will your gingerbread have a hot what's that mean? Hot tube?
That's my friend. I told her when I was doing this tonight, I was like, you need to ask some crazy questions. Liven up the chat a little bit.
Look, seriously, we can jack up the chat all in the normal realm of things. Here we go. Hold on, it's coming. Here's some more. Central Illinois, a few fireplaces excited to see this. Minnesota, Northern Kentucky. Okay, here we go again. Will your gingerbread house have a hot tub? See,
I can make a hot tub.
She's saying too. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you're here tonight. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Let's see. Hendersonville would love to meet you. So if you guys are close, you should make a quick connection. Fabiola, hello, lady. Oh, guys, I did want to tell you too. Crazy weather for 64 in St. Louis, Missouri. Wow, that is crazy. So tomorrow, you guys, is our Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. December 16th. Yeah. It's our last day of the Christmas celebration. Samantha, let me put this. Oh, Fabiola likes our headgear tonight. When we were in high school, did we say headgear when we had to do the stuff for braces? Was that called headgear? I feel like
or it went all the way around and like connect. Yeah.
Yes.
That was all headgear.
So we should call this our headwear or crazy headwear attire or something like that. I'm gonna leave this up for just a minute, guys. So if you did want to tip the admin, which is me, to help cover live stream costs for the last 3 weeks of this event, you can do that at the coffee shop site. If you want to see my latest classes, they're on seriouslysweetcupcakes.com. If you want to sign up for free text alerts, they can do that by texting the word live stream, all one word, all capital letters, to, you want to talk? No. 540-877-726. So I'm just going to leave that there for a second. But there was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, tomorrow we have a change in schedule, Samantha. If you want to watch Donna Roraba do the gingerbread, she's going to have one of her award-winning houses in the background tomorrow. Oh. She's going to talk to us about where to get lighting. She's going to talk to us about mold making materials so you can really customize your gingerbread houses if you want to up your game this year or in 2024, I guess, because this year's almost over.
Yeah.
But she thought she might need a little more time. So we're going to start at 6 and she's going to use as much time as she needs between 6 and 8:15. We might end earlier than that, but I wanted her to have plenty of time because she's so excited to be sharing all of this information with you guys. And it'll be a little less pressure on her tomorrow if we start an hour earlier. So we're going to start at 6 Eastern Standard Time. And then at 8:30, we're going to close the event out with Lizelle Powell. So we're super excited to have both of them tomorrow, but it is a scheduling change. So just be aware of that, okay? 6 p.m. tomorrow night is when we start. Let's see. Chris has got a thumbs up. Headbands. Why couldn't I think of the word headbands? So silly.
It's the middle of December. Everybody can't think of anything. I kept calling people by the wrong names yesterday because I was so tired. And people I have known for a long time. So.
Yeah, and it's just like you're like just stuck that one moment, right? So
like, then how's it going?
You give them a new nickname. Fabiola said that's awesome. Hey, what? Yay, she said no. What's Myra? What is that? Did I miss a question? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not seeing something on Instagram. Tomorrow is the last day. I know. I can't believe it. Debbie, I caught you in the head. I see you caught the headdress bug. Now that's like sisterhood business right there, right? Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Last year I made 30 gingerbread houses. This time she's only making 10, all for the same person. She is one busy little baker out there in California. That's a lot of gingerbread houses. I don't care how big they are. Hey, Holly, how are you? Hello, Charlotte. Are you on the train? We're so glad you joined us. Now, just in order to keep things moving along, Miss Samantha, please tell them how to follow you. And we will put that in the comments afterwards, everywhere you want them.
So Instagram is really the best place to catch like all my new projects that I'm using for Cookie World. So that is going to be Sammy B Sweets on Instagram, or you can catch me on Facebook. And Facebook is where I tend to post more of my local stuff, but some of it carries over. And that's the same thing, Sammy B Sweets on Facebook. Those are the two best places to find me.
Okay, wonderful. And on Instagram, it's Sammy B's, like Sammy B.
Sammy B''S sweets. A lot of times people run that little apostrophe S and the sweets together. So make sure you have B''S, then the word sweets.
Okay, perfect. So you'll be able to find her. Is she? Are you on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to find her and see if she's at a milestone number? Because I totally think we should get her over a hurdle. I need at least one. I need at least one more.
Close.
You're close to something. Let's look and see.
So.
Yeah,
I'm really bad about checking it. Like I don't look at my followers probably as often as I should because I just want to do the cookies.
So you're at 1826 and it's Sammy Sammie and then ESSWEETS. Guys, go over there and give her a follow because she's really close to 1,850 followers. So if you could do that, that'd be so sweet. They've really been pushing people over on Instagram.
Actually,
and now that we can
go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
If there's a specific post, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but there's a post that has a picture of my daughter on it where she's been my assistant at a few things lately. And after I was on the Christmas Cookie Challenge last year, she's kind of got it in her heart that she's going to try and get on the Food Network. So I told her that I would start posting some more pictures of her. She's my sweet little 9-year-old Ellie. So if you want to follow me and then go like that specific post, that would be super cool. Isn't she sweet?
Oh my gosh, she's adorable.
And she's decided she wants to be a pastry chef when she grows up, and she's like one of my big kitchen helpers. And I don't normally shamelessly plug anything, but for her, I'll shamelessly plug a little bit.
Listen, for your kids, you should. So no worries. You're up to 18. You're up to 1830 now. So we need about 20 of you. There's plenty of people watching between all these platforms. So head on over there, and it's Sammy Sammie. Then BSSWEETS. That's how it is on her Instagram handle. And go over there and give her a follow. And then Sam can check that and give you a follow back when she's ready. Yeah. And Donna, I see Donna's watching. Donna, we just told him we're starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. We're ready for you to bring the gingerbread.
Yeah,
hey, Sam, is this a gingerbread?
This is sugar cookie. I can do gingerbread. I just prefer sugar cookie. And I do have a class next week where I'm doing in person. It's a gingerbread house class. So I will be baking all that tonight. But I prefer to work with sugar cookie when I can.
Okay, me too. I do too. I don't know why, but I just really like that. And Marianne said she just followed her. And Priscilla is wondering if it's the video or the picture or the video where she's 4.
Yes, it's that one where she's 4. And then when you swipe through, there's a little video of her helping me with a cocoa bomb class, which, like I said, she's kind of a jack of all trades in the kitchen. She can do cocoa bombs and macarons and cookies. And
that kid is cute.
Thank you. She's my youngest daughter. I have 3 girls. She's my youngest, but she's by far my most ambitious. So, y'all, my oldest daughter heard me say that. She's in the other room and she goes, "I'm pretty ambitious." Yes, you are, honey. I love you.
I'm not laughing. I'm not, because that's totally something my mother would say. She would say that I was the ambitious one. We all have titles in my family. We've had them since we were little kids, and there's no shifting it. So you're up to 18. You got a privacy screen on, so I can't see. Hold on.
Well, I went in because I want to.
And there we go. 1836. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So they're going to get you there. Not Christmas without gingerbread. I know you have to have a gingerbread house, right? All right. Now, listen, I'm not sure how this is going to work. So if I disappear, you just keep going, okay?
Okay.
What I'm going to try to do is split the screen where it's your 2 cameras and then try to make it where the structure is the biggest.
Okay. Everything just went silent on my end. Oh. I don't know if y'all can hear me. And thank you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, but as long as you can hear me, then I can go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. So let's try this. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to remove us from the stream, but keep.
You said I'm going to remove you from the stream and keep the audio. And it literally cut off in the middle of the word audio. So now it's just me, you guys. I'm going to give her just a second and see if she can. Oh, wait. There she is.
Can you
Now
hear
I
me?
can hear you. Yeah.
All right, now hold on, because I figured this out last night. I love tech. I don't care how old I get. I'm going to keep trying new stuff for the group.
Well, you know, I can roll with punches, and I've got comments over here. So if you disappear, I'm just going to take over and be like, peace out,
All
Amy.
right.
I got you.
Yeah, cupcake out. That's what you got to say, okay? Now look, let me get you in the right place. Let me put you over here. See, last night it let me take myself out. Let me try this and see if this works. Nope.
Somebody's on from Orlando.
Hey, we have somebody from Orlando watching. Hello and welcome. We're glad you're here. Let's do this. How about we do this? I think when we had 3 cameras going, I couldn't take us all out. Is that big enough for everybody?
Yeah, no, I think that looks good on my end.
Okay, now scoot over some so they can see you, even though you won't talk. You're going to get better at this over time.
I do that with my assistant too. I would be like, all right, I need you to explain this part. She's like, what? No, not me. Like, no, you're going to get better at it. And she does. Now she teaches her own classes. So you'll get there.
I keep trying to tell her, like, it's so much fun. You'll get addicted to this. So Holly followed you on both. Barbie says they can hear you, Samantha. Janie followed on Instagram with my cookie page, Frosted Gypsy. Dawn, we had her and her cookies. Yeah. Janie, she did your daughter's post too.
Thank you.
That's great. From Jessie Ann in Florida. Carrie, Australia, another Australian in the house. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Dawn is here. This is like the Brady Bunch squares when they're in trouble. Look, it's Friday night. I hope you're prepared for us. And we ate before we got on the live stream. Right. So like we could stay here for hours with you. Charlotte's following you. Okay. Good? We good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So do you want me to get started?
Well, I mean, I think you can, because I know you need to feed your family after this. I just want to see where you are on Instagram. Yeah. Let's see where you are, because we want to get you up to that number. You're up to 1841. Okay, guys, seriously, we need 9 more people to go follow Samantha on Instagram at Sammy B SSWEETS, Sammy B's Sweets, but no apostrophe in there, okay? And it's a really pretty picture of Samantha as the little.
It's my professional headshot.
Yeah, it's a very nice headshot. So go follow her over there. We need 9 more people to follow her to get her to 1850. Look, I know there's a whole bunch of you sitting going, oh, numbers don't matter. Listen, when you live stream for a living or you need followers because it ups your exposure, the numbers do matter. Okay. So just go do it. We only need 9 of you. There's plenty of you on here. Go do it. Give her some likes and some loves. And don't forget, tonight and tomorrow night are the last night that my year-long class is on sale for $110. So make sure you grab that, because we want you in the yearly celebration group. And it's on my webpage, seriouslysweetcupcakes.com. All right. I think we'll just keep refreshing and I'll pop it in the comments. Awesome. See, here's the thing, though. There's so much running through my computer right now, Samantha. I'm afraid to type anything. So I'll have to say it. I can't do my normal typing and flashing. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
By the way, you look real good. You look like you're in the holiday spirit. You look like you're ready for Christmas.
I went with the easy t-shirt. It's like 60 degrees here. I have my voice somewhat, and I washed my hair for you guys. So, you know.
Oh, look at you go, girl. Oh, you look good, though. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
All right, take it away, and I'll just give you questions if they have any, okay?
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys, we're going to get started. And if you have followed me for any period of time, that you know that my true love of cookies is 3D designs and sets. And I prefer to build everything on my own, and I prefer to use sugar cookies. So like she said, I'm going to get an STL file in the group or a template in the group for you guys. I'm going to try and get some STL files up in the next couple of days. Give me a little grace, because I still have 3 more classes before Christmas. It's just like go, go, go. So we're going to do our best there, but I will work on getting that to you guys. So just real quick, all of this is royal icing. It's all sugar cookie. And I work really quickly. I prefer a lot of texture. I like to kind of mismatch things and like I prefer not to have the super clean perfection cookies because I lose myself in trying to get everything so perfect. So like my hands are everywhere. I'm gonna put them behind my back while I talk. I didn't realize that until I had an overhead camera. Like when I'm teaching a place, I talk. But anyway, like you can do this however you want. You can change this up however you want. I'm going to show you the base, and if you have any questions, just type them in. Amy will call them out to me. So first off, we are going to get started on building the fireplace because obviously you want to kind of let it set up before we start doing detail. So all of these, this is my no spread sugar cookie recipe. I haven't filed any of these pieces down, but these are going to be like our sidewalls here. And what happens a lot when you're working on 3D is just that. It wants to fall over, right? So when we need a piece to stand up, we're just going to get a little assistance from another cookie right beside it and kind of pin it in between the two. So when you're home by yourself, this is a good way to prop things up to work on it. And this is just like a piping consistency royal icing. This is the Americolor taupe. And what we're going to do first is pipe a nice bead along this surface right here. And then we're going to take the face and we're just going to kind of see about how far over we're going to want this second piece. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And then we're going to do the same thing on this piece. Now, you don't want to do your bead too thick because too much will squish out. But if it's too thin, then everything won't stick very well. So can you see that on the side about how thick of a layer I've got?
Yes.
Cool. So now I'm going to set this side first and this side second. And the really important part here, regardless of design, is to make sure that your sidewalls are at 90 degrees straight up and down. Because what happens a lot is people tend to tilt them like this and they don't realize it's wonky and it's not straight. So you really want to make sure it's set up straight because that's going to give you the best chance of having a good, solid, steady build.
You only need 7 people. 777. Can we get 7 Instagram followers for Sammy B's Sweets, please?
All right. So now that we sounds like you're, I don't know, like at an airport over the intercom.
I've been doing the auctioneer voice to get people to their number. So far, people are like having mercy and doing it.
I hope if we get her there, she'll stop saying it.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm counting on.
All right. So here for this floor piece, this is going to be like the floor of our fireplace. And the reason I designed it this way, just so you can see, is I wanted it to be a little bit wider, but if I made it exactly as wide as my opening, if there's any spread at all, it's going to force these apart. So when it's all built and put together, you're not going to notice this little gap right here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of make a channel of icing up on the sides up here because you want to have as much surface glued together as you can. It's going to give you the strongest bonds. And then this piece is going to kind of slide in like a little Lego and lock right down.
I just want to tell you, you have, yeah, but we have this. We can't see that. So on Instagram, the numbers don't flow through to the total count on StreamYard, Samantha.
Yeah.
But you're doing very well on Instagram as well. Just sharing the info because it's our first night to try this.
Well, hi, Instagram people. And then right here, this is going to be our kick plate.
666. We only need 66666666666. We only need 6 people, please.
And then, like I said, I could glue this straight down with just these two, but we really want to have the strongest bond possible. So I'm also going to put a stripe right up here on top. And when I lock this one into place, I'm going to push up gently against the floor and down. So even though this icing is wet, it's already very stable. Like I can pick this up and move it. So as long as you have a nice thick icing, it'll work fine.
It's beautiful.
And what we're going to do now, before we add our mantle that's going to go up here, because that's going to be a different color. Now we want to take our background cookie, and I want to talk about this for just a second before I start putting things on here. In my planning purposes, again, if you follow me, you know that I like to make things light up. I like to make things glow. I always like having some kind of extra layer. Now, we're not going to get to actually see this glow tonight because I'm not going to be able to move everything around feasibly, I think. But I wanted to show you, I've got this hole here. So when this is done and it's standing up, you could put any kind of light behind here. And even just the ambient light from the room would pick up and it's going to glow through our fireplace. So hopefully we'll be able to see that a little bit later. But a lot of people ask me how I know where to do placement. So I'm going to show you how to add a hole into your cookie after you get it baked. So what we want to do now is we would set this down kind of on top and decide where our fireplace is going to go. And you can see my hole is already where it needs to be. But for planning purposes, I'm going to take my pencil, and we could use an edible marker as well. I'm not eating this one, so I just grabbed this because it was nearby. And I'm just kind of marking the back so you know how much of the cookie you can see. And then I'm going to expand that area just a little, because this is going to be a different color than our background. This is going to be black.
Hey, Samantha, may I say something really quick?
Sure.
Don't message me about this pencil because that's a non-toxic pencil. There is no lead in that pencil. It is your adult choice whether you use the non-toxic pencil or the edible ink marker. Do not message me tonight. We love you.
The reason I grabbed the pencil, and I will explain it, is because it was close to me and I accidentally left my edible markers across the room, and I didn't want you to have to hear me like, hold on, like shuffle or like knocking things out of the way. Okay. I'm not eating this one. It's okay.
This does not sound like me. No one is consuming this cookie. Everything will be all right.
Okay. So just to show you how I get holes added, I'm going to scoot this sucker out of the way. It's so nice being able to see my working space this time.
We need 5 people. 5 people, please go to Instagram. Sammy B's Sweets on Instagram. Please go follow her. 5 people.
All right. So if I had a cookie and I knew that this was going to be my working space, but I had not added a hole in, this is how I take care of that problem. So I take my scribe, I decide how big I want my hole to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke all the way through in a series of little bitty holes with my scribe. And if you've seen the movie The Martian, this is basically exactly how they told him to cut a hole in the roof of the thing that he was stuck in when he needed to modify it.
Oh my God. I love when you have those references. Love it.
And then once you get your series of holes, you can kind of just carve a little bit here. And you can flip it over and do it from the back side too. So you can get about halfway through. But when you flip over, now you can kind of see where you're already working, and you can continue to kind of carve that out a little bit. Now, if you're a really good planner, you can just do this on the front. But let me tell you how many times people are like, oh, I forgot to cut the hole. This is why I show you, because I have been that person and I have done that. And then once you get it kind of cut through, you can just pop it right out and clean it up. So super, super easy to modify. So if you forget that step when you're doing this, it's no big deal. You can correct it.
Or if you really want to be extra, you can pull out the pink power tools.
Right. And the Dremel. And I do have a Dremel. And I enjoy using that Dremel.
But thank you for showing us how to do it without the extras.
For non-Dremel people.
You got to know how to do it. What if they get on Food Network and they throw down a challenge? We only need 4. What if they throw down a challenge and then they can't handle it? It'll be like, well, Samantha never told us that.
Oh, I know how to poke a hole. It was like The Martian. Now I remember.
I hear Samantha's voice.
So now what we're going to do is I'm going to fill in this area black where I've already established my working. Y'all are going to make me laugh through this whole thing. Through my working space.
It's Christmas and we love you.
I love you guys too. And look, I'm not going for perfection here. This is literally just like in the background, away from everything where you can't see it at all. So I just put a little bit of black flood down. And because I like to work quickly and I don't wait for things to set up very often, I'm just going to use a paintbrush to just kind of fill this area in. That's another thing. I know you perfectionists are watching this. I'm not dissing you when I say I'm not a perfectionist. I'm so glad that there are people like you who want to take all that extra time. It's just that my brain starts to shut down if I have to work on something too long. And this is a way that I get through to the fun part, because nobody is picking up this fireplace when it's finished and looking in and being like, oh, she could have been a little, well, except for Ree Drummond. She would do that, but because that's the comment that I got when I was on there.
What did she say to you? I don't remember
She
that.
said there was so much, it didn't air. She said there was so much texture, it hurt her eyes and she needed to look, look away. And I was like, oh man, I want that on a t-shirt. That was so low.
Oh,
I wanted them to air that. I was like, that would be great. That would be memorable, right? If you're
yes,
gonna like
because you're
insult
like
me,
the
like,
texture queen on this stuff.
yeah,
I
but
would
she
remember
she
that.
was like it physically hurt her. And she was like, it hurts my eyes. I need to avert them. And I was like, dang, I'm definitely not going around too. Jeez, Ree.
Man,
All right, and
that's so funny.
I'm gonna show you guys how I do a wood grain too. And I know there's 1,000 ways to do wood grain, and that people like to do like the thicker scraping and whatnot. But I'm gonna show you a faster way with a paintbrush that gives you a similar effect, but it doesn't feel quite as messy to me, because sometimes when you scrape a
Yes.
thicker icing, it gets those rough edges and it's not real clean looking. This is really the background, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I do want to do a little bit of wood grain here. So I'm going to do just same thing that I did with the fireplace, or with the black part of the fireplace.
Hey, are any of my t-shirt making followers on here tonight? Because I think that she might need that t-shirt for Christmas. So hit me up when this is over. And what do you want it to say? I have to avert my eyes. Ray
There's so
Drummond?
much texture, I need to look away. It kind of hurts my eyes. That was like almost verbatim. And of course, they didn't air it, so I can't say that 100%. But in my head, I had like the quote on the back and like a little silhouette of her with it like coming out of her mouth.
Jackie Reyes,
That's
don't you get
100% my
t-shirts?
claim to fame.
Are you on here tonight? We might need that for Miss Samantha here. We need 4 people. Instagram, Sammy B's Sweets on Instagram. Go give her a follow. Please, please, please go help her out here. Look at this. It's beautiful.
So this is like a medium consistency flood. And if you use these really wide paint brushes, you're going to get some nice strokes in here, and you're not going to have to work nearly as hard to kind of get that wood grain look to it. And you can brush right up to the edge. And as long as you keep kind of doing that left to right, like following the sideways stroke, I'm not even looking, I can hear you laughing. As long as you're doing these long strokes, it's going to continue that the whole way across. Now, if you don't want it to be quite so heavily textured, because you can see right here, I piped it, it started to kind of dry a little bit, so it's not wanting to spread as easily. You can get your paintbrush just a little damp, and you can go back over it, and that it was like my sculpting class at CookieCon. That little bit of water will help smooth it out more.
Tahisha, the profile picture is Samantha. It's a really nice professional headshot.
It's not what I look like tonight.
And Priscilla said that would make a great meme. I can make it for you. So please get in touch with her. Let's get that shirt made. I want to see it on Samantha at CookieCon. Please, please, please. I love it. Thank you so much. We need 3 people to follow Sammy B's Sweets on Instagram. Please head on over there and give Sam a follow. Look at this. It's so gorgeous.
Now, one thing I do want to point out that you can always, especially with the gingerbread, the base layer is going to show through more. So it's going to have a more distressed, like natural dark tone underneath the wood. And if you wanted to achieve that on the sugar cookie, since it's so pale, you could airbrush this first and then do the effect on it. Or you could dye your dough if you wanted to, however you wanted to. But even with this really thin layer, even though it's a flood, because that layer is so thin, now it's not going to move around the same way that it would if you had a thick layer and tried to draw your lines. And I'm going to do nice wide planks on this one.
Love it, love it, love it.
And again, a lot of this is going to be hidden, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time right here.
Hey, Samantha, did you get to watch Timbo's mini class?
I watched part of it the other day. I was baking and I had it on, so I was more listening than watching.
So did you hear us joking around about how back in October, I'm a little older than he is, and so I didn't quite catch this meme comment that someone put up? And Timbo just started chuckling in the background, and he said, oh, we need 2 people, guys, 2 people. He said, oh, Amy, you're adorable. And I said right then, I said, I'm going to crop that sound clip and use it. So then when he was on for Christmas, I made him say it again so that I would have an even better one. And so now I'm just signing all of my correspondence the adorable one.
Claim it, girl. Why not? That's awesome.
I think we're going to sign your thing with your meme from your t-shirt. I had to look away.
I'm going to put it by my Sugar Show piece. It's just an anonymous card, and anybody who's watched this is going to know. Oh, that one's Sam's.
You should totally do that. There's so much texture, you might need sunglasses.
Avert your eyes if texture impairs your vision.
Well,
it really was
y'all,
funny.
If you're not going to do the thing that you love and have fun, then your life is going to be really short. So
well, you know, like the way I see it, I made it on the show, so somebody liked it, right? Like they put me up there, so.
We love everything that you create, and I really enjoyed your elective. I got to take your elective. They're all laughing now, though. I see. This is the thing. I wish I could just pipe all of you into like a green room, right? So I could see you like all the way around. But I haven't figured that out yet.
We'll get there. Let's work on not dropping out of the stream first, and then we'll get there.
And Instagram is still streaming. It hasn't dropped it yet. So I'm super excited about that. But does anyone know if Instagram saves it? Like, will it stay there as a video no matter how long it is? Or do they delete it?
I'm happy to be a guinea pig. We'll figure it all out. All right, so now we have our base right here, and I'm going to pull the one that's already dry out here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys how I do my cobblestone. And again, I do not put a lot of effort into this because I prefer like natural textures, not going overboard. But this is where people, like when I teach this method, it stresses them out because they want perfect cobblestone.
But 2023 was embrace your imperfections, not in this group. You're okay here.
And even if it wasn't, like, do you ever go out in nature and look at the rocks and think, geez, those do not go together? Or walk in someone's house and look at their fireplace and be like, those bricks really should not.
So totally rude if you do that. What is that? What was that Fuller House? How rude.
Stephanie. So when I do my cobblestones, like I think of three shapes. I think peanut, right? I think of like a C curve, and then I just think of a big round one, like a kind of asymmetrical blob. And then I just start filling them in based off those. So peanut, kind of do another curve, do a blob here, do a blob here. What fits here? A peanut. And I don't overthink it. I just kind of start filling them in.
And then you're having Coco Chanel, and then you're having a sit.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that nice looking? And hey, by the way, did you tell them what color you're using?
This is still the This is the AmeriColor taupe.
So pretty.
It is my favorite AmeriColor, hands down. And I know that because my assistant, she's like all bright, happy, sunny rainbows. Like she loves all the colors. And then she was like, what color do you recommend? I said, taupe, like by far is one of my most used colors. So she ordered the big bottle and she's like, Sam, I haven't even opened that. It's so bland. I'm like, no.
Yep, cobblestones random. And by the way, those look like river rock where I live.
Yes, and well, exactly I'm in Tennessee. This looks like my dad's fireplace to me. Yep. So, and you'll notice, like I said, because it's a piping consistency, I can already kind of pick this up gently and move it around. No, I'm not going to go nuts covering the whole thing because I have another one that's already covered. But when you want to tap these down, if you don't want super puffy ones or you're leaving points, get your finger just a little damp. I keep a cup of water and you can just very gently give it like 1 minute to set up a little bit and you can just tap these down. And if it starts sticking to your finger, get a little bit more water, dry it off on a paper towel and just tap, tap, tap away.
Samantha, we need two people to hightail it over there to Instagram Sammy B's Sweets and give her a follow. 2 people. Oh, one. We're down to 1. Who's going to be 1850?
Somebody's holding out. They're like, I'm not going to. I don't care how many times she says it. No.
They're going. Look, they're going. And this is what it was. The meme was. Do you? Well, we're there. 1850. Whoever just liked her. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Hey, do you see that? Can you see the comment?
What was the last one? What is perfect cobblestone?
No,
Cobblestone is random shape.
the Irma.
Oh, the Irma God broke Amy.
The way they typed it, I thought it was someone's name. Totally, really thought it was someone's name. So I'm like, Timbo, this person seems to know you. It's Irma somebody. And he's like, oh, Amy, you're so adorable. I felt like he just patted me on the head. Like, okay, I got you, Timbo.
No, I'm looking at April's. I'm gonna think about that in the back of my mind while I work. Somebody and people in the comments, y'all can throw stuff
Why couldn't
out.
you make a walk up to a fire hydrant, April?
Ooh, that would be really
Right?
cool.
That would be pet related, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. All right, so
that's so pretty. Look at the top of that thing.
Look
too.
at the magic. It happened so fast. That I prepped this one earlier today, but
I have to avert my eyes.
Look away, Amy. Actually, hey, babe, I did forget one color. Can you grab one for me? It's
on,
in
babe.
the same bin. I've got a bag of brown in there.
Thank you, babe. Nadine is watching. She said, can you tell number you are in the following line? No, but we're at 1850. So if you just followed her, Nadine, you were 1850. Oh, we're at 1852 because you're superstars. They love you. April says, ooh, yes, on the cobblestone up to the fire hydrant, because that would be totally funny.
That would be really cool.
If you want to have that really freaked out sense of humor, you could put some yellow isomalt.
This is why you're my people.
I'm so wound up tonight.
I think we're all at that point. Like really, like anybody who's been working in December for Christmas cookies, it's getting to that point where it's just delirium, right?
Yes, we're there. This is like the last night of CookieCon level energy tonight, right? It's like,
yeah, when you don't want to go to bed, but you're exhausted and everything's funny and nobody knows why it's funny. Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. But I'm going to keep working because these poor people cannot be hijacked by us the entire night. Right? Like at some point they're going to start to bail. So I'm going to keep going.
They won't, I promise you, but just keep going. So fun.
All right. So now paintbrush. I want a flat angular paintbrush. My husband earlier, I was like, babe, can you bring me a paintbrush that's like this? So he brought my entire collection over.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that works.
I just have to know. Are they in a mason jar? Is that what they're in?
Oh, this actually, I made this. This is
pottery.
Yeah, I took a pottery class a few years ago, and I made several pieces.
That is so level up from my mason jar. I have a pink mason jar, as if I'd have anything else, right? But I have yeah, pink. I got pink though. Do you need pink? Pink is not the color you roll with, though, is it?
No.
What do you roll with?
I appreciate that you like pink, but that's all you.
I know. What do you roll with? Do you do cobalt or green? I've got some of each.
Cobalt, like a dark blue. That's my favorite. Right, or anything Halloween-y colored. But my favorite shade is actually like the blue of a mood ring. Like that's my favorite color ever.
Why didn't I think of the Halloween theme? Let's see. Did you say what size the base cookie is?
This is a 5 by 5.5.
5 by 5.5.
Yeah, and when I upload I try really, really hard when I design sets to make them super easy measurements. So like this faceplate is a 2-inch by 3-inch, and like down here is a 1/2 inch by 3-inch. So I try to keep it very easy so nobody's like jumping all over the place. Like, how many millimeters are we going? I'm like, I don't know. It's metric, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
We're not getting into all that.
Hey, I have to tell you, maybe some people don't know, but in the neck of the woods that we all live in, that is a very common fireplace, that step-up fireplace with that seating area like that. And I love that you made this like that instead of just making it, flat to the bottom. I love that.
Well, that makes me happy.
And I do have pink mason jars. I have, again, too many pink mason jars because I can't just have one or two of anything. Except
we're going to talk about color. We're going to talk about colors again. This is the AmeriColor Espresso, which is my favorite brown.
Like cork? Have you used the cork?
Oh yeah. I have like cork and Dijon and taupe and ash and stone and espresso.
That totally is your colors. I can see that. It's not even in question.
Yeah.
Jamie says that's her fireplace as well. And Elisa, I found them on Amazon a couple of years ago. And before that, they were in Walmart. I just
That's
missed
way too much
purchasing
on.
them in Walmart, the pink ones. They had pink, they had apple green, and they had a beautiful cobalt.
Look,
But
I
for
was talking and I put way too much icing on here. So
But for Sam, Debbie and I will go antiquing and find an antique cobalt. What do you think?
Sure.
But not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to move.
yes, not tomorrow.
I have to complete some tasks tomorrow.
Schedule tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah.
I
Stay
was
on
talking, so I put way too much icing on here, but that's okay because it just scrapes right off, you guys. So we're just doing the same thing that we did in the background here, except I'm doing it with this espresso color, and I'm doing it with a stiff, flat, wide, well, it's right in front of the black, stiff, wide, flat brush because it's still going to give me those strokes. And then I can also lean this down, and I want to get this front edge, and I'm going to get these side edges as well. Now, again, you can be as like extra as you want, and you can come here. I'm just going to pick that up. I'm a messy decorator. I'm going to have a shower after this. That's just how I roll. You can come under this lip. I'll show you. I'll lean it up. You could get this brown if you really wanted to. I'm not the person who stresses about that because, again, if somebody walks up and they're like, oh, you didn't do that part brown, that person is not your cookie friend. They are not. Just be like, hey, I was tired and I made a creative choice and no one else bent over to inspect my fireplace. So
that's when you put the sign up that says, I give you permission to avert your eyes.
You don't have to look at this. You don't have to eat it either. All right, so all I did was just add that little bit of wood grain, and I'm going to do the top here. And the reason I'm doing this now is because I don't want it to bleed onto my background once I get it there. But again, this is not like the main focal point, so I'm not spending a super ton of time on it. But this is where I'm going to show you guys my favorite part of what finishes this fireplace and brings it all together.
Well, listen to what was happening to Rochelle tonight. She said, it's OMG. I have so many distractions tonight, family popping over, etc. I'll have to rewatch. This looks so fun and so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Me too. I feel ya. All right. So now what we're going to do.
Look at the one she uses.
I
have a whole
the buy one, get one free.
I'm liking your colors. I might have to switch which paper plate I buy.
This is the Solo brand at Publix that was buy one, get one free the week before Thanksgiving.
Food Lion, I got all blue flowers, but I might have to look for that one.
All right. So, I think somebody said what Ree is like in person. She was, okay, so you don't get to like hang out and be best buddies, right? Like when you're all standing there, you're lined up and then they say, okay, the talent's coming in the room and here come Ree and Eddie. And you're thinking like, but I'm the talent, right? But we're not the talent. It's Ree and Eddie. They're the talent. She was very professional. She was very clever, very witty, a lot more sarcastic than I thought she would be. But she was nice. Like she, there was one person whose phone went off right in the middle of filming and she goes, well, someone's getting fired today. And it was obviously a joke, but I was like, Ree, look at you with the staff I didn't know was coming.
Bring it, lady.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
All right. So now all I've done is I just took the same piping icing. It's the exact same color and I put it on a plate, but we are going to super thin this out. Now I've just got a paintbrush, a very wide paintbrush, the same one I used earlier, and I loaded it up with water, and we're basically trying to make like a slurry with this.
Samantha, read this.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is funny because I was just telling Amy, and I'm not going to try and keep y'all here all night. I literally had this exact thing happen Wednesday at a class. I was talking and this guy would talk louder who was observing. He wasn't part of my class. He was in the same room observing and he would get louder and then I would talk louder and then he would talk louder and it just kept going like back and forth because he was a little drunk. I literally had to go like talk to him and I was like, sir, you are not going to out loud me. I'm going to out loud you. I'm a basketball coach. I can project. And then I had to bribe him with cookies to be quiet. So maybe tell your husband, and he keeps cranking up that volume, be like, I'll give you some cookies. Just bring it down a little bit. It works. It works.
Even when Samantha's reprimanding somebody, she's nice.
That's true. I try really, really hard. So all I did was make a...
When it's necessary, she can bring it.
Yes, if I need to, but most of the time I don't. Just be nice to each other. That's all I ask. Be nice. Be
Right.
respectful.
Be nice.
So all I'm doing is taking this really thin slurry and I'm just going down in between my stones. But this really kind of ties the whole look together. And again, if you were doing this on a gingerbread, some of that darkness would be showing through underneath, which I like personally. It makes it look a little bit more dramatic. But you're going to see color
So
variation,
pretty.
and that's okay because natural stone has a lot of color variation in it.
Chris said, I'll try it. It's better if he just goes to bed. Hey, Lizelle, we're so glad you're watching. I don't know, we froze, I think. This is looking so pretty.
Did we
It is,
freeze?
Charlotte. Isn't that pretty? We did just for a second, but
Okay.
I think we're okay now.
Well, if it freezes long enough and y'all come back and it's done, it's just like, ta-da! Look at that.
Ta-da! Magic of video.
Right? Totally edited. Perfect. Meanwhile, I'm over here and it may have collapsed and I'm like panicking and y'all can't see it. No, it's fine.
Oh, Carrie says it looks real.
I mean, it does, doesn't it? Like it fills in really nicely and gets all that stuff. It looks like a natural stone would look. And even down here on the surface, we're going to do the same thing and just brush it with that same slurry. So we get all, I know I'm moving off camera. Sorry, I'm correcting.
Autocorrect. Just kidding.
All right. So I'm going to just rush through this. And y'all can, like, I'm not doing this slow. Like, I am rushing and it still looks really good. This is for all you people who are, like, super impatient and don't like to get hung up on a design like me. The only time I spend a lot of time on cookies is when I'm doing a sugar show piece. Other than that, I usually work really, really fast.
Well, we know why, because they're awesome. And Elisa says, this looks awesome. That looks awesome. What's this thing? Looks fabulous. So are you guys enjoying everything tonight? Have you enjoyed the whole event? Don't you love all of our instructors? We're so happy that you guys all were able to join in.
And y'all do such a good job of organizing it and getting so many people. It really is awesome. I feel honored to be included.
Thank you. I worked hard on this for you guys because I wanted you to have something special for Christmas, and I wanted all of these fabulous artists to have a little extra exposure during the holidays, because sometimes we get so bogged down in making the cookie orders that we just need a break. I think this helps. This is like your break before the big push.
Yes, it does.
Hey, Elizabeth says, think this is your friend, Elizabeth. Yes. It says, is this fireplace Santa approved?
I don't even know how to answer that. I think you sat around and thought, what's the most awkward question I can ask her? See herself. Is it Santa approved? Give me like 5 minutes to be witty and I'll come back around to that one.
All right, Ree. Okay.
Elizabeth was on the Halloween cookie challenge and she won her episode. So she is incredibly talented.
So funny. So Debbie won't talk here, but she's typing to you. Yes, this has been great. Allison loves it. Hey, Allison.
I'm like off camera again. You guys have to just be like, Sam, move onto camera if I drift.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're in frame, even if it's at the bottom, we don't usually like start screaming, you know?
Well, in class people do, because I'll have the projector like behind me up on the wall and I won't see my actual screen. And then all of a sudden I'll just hear, hey, hey, hey. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Janie said, I'm so enjoying this. Also, I've seen new people I didn't know about like today. This is so fun, right? And Charlotte says you could stick some boots in it. You sure could.
Stick some boots in it.
Cute. We're very lucky to have the opportunity to learn from all of the awesome instructors. I hardly watch regular TV anymore. I watch and rewatch cookie tutorials. Thank you all. There's so much to learn in these tutorials. Y'all have packed it in there. So I know they're going to be rewatching these.
All right, now we're going to get to the spicy part.
Oh, the spicy part.
Spicy part. This is where you get to do, like, this is the satisfying, like, I know it's coming, but y'all don't see it yet part. Yeah, so all this is right here. This is wafer paper. It's obviously, I didn't even.
What is it? What is it?
Wafer paper.
Wafer paper.
I was like, did I say it wrong? Is it wafer paper?
No. Thank you for saying it properly.
But all I did was I took a sponge and I took airbrush color and I just kind of smeared it. Again, I didn't do anything crazy. I just went from a yellow and had some red and kind of smushed it around in the middle. But we're going to cut some flame shapes.
I love it.
And, you know, like, I get that there are people who want like drawings of flame shapes, but I don't do that. So that won't be part of your template. You can like Google.
You can
flames.
go to Google, type in flames, and get images only, and just print that out. Okay.
I mean, I love you guys, but I feel like we're all adults and we're like, Google works really well.
Listen, when my husband is Googling, I know I'm in trouble because he's 11 years older. So when I say something and he pulls out his phone, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. It's going to be, what is that thing? It's going to be the Wikipedia version of whatever I just ask.
All right. So I just did like in a few different areas so I could have some different color tones. Oh my gosh, my hands are so like, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see.
Yep. That's decorator hands right there, baby. Bring it.
All right, got that.
Alexander from California, you guys are very welcome. And Chris, you get motivated. We will get you back in that kitchen and in that whatever, and get your dough in your mixer and get going, girl.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little bit of red icing. You could do taupe. You could do anything. This is not going to be seen. And I'm going to layer.
I would like you to finish the whole inside of that fireplace, please, in case someone sticks a dental mirror in there. Just totally kidding.
All right, I'm going to.
Never going to come on here again. She's going to be like, Amy, only if you're calm.
No,
and I would say I don't have to be because Timbo said I'm adorable.
I have people, this is kind of a tangent, but in class all the time, like I'll say, no, you're doing a really good job. And they're like, you have to say that. I'm like, I really don't. Like I can say
mom face right there. You just did it.
The what?
Yeah, it was the mom face. You have to say that.
No, I don't. I could be like Gordon Ramsay. I could call you an idiot sandwich and it would be just fine. But I ain't gonna do that. All right, there we go.
Stop it, Samantha. We're never going to get through this. Oh my God, look at it. That's so cute.
And this is a satisfying moment where it like all comes together. So now you can kind of look in place and kind of play with it a little bit. But the biggest thing here with the placement is you don't want to do it too far down and you don't want to do it too far up. Because when you stand your cookie up, it needs to be able to be level here, right? Like that's really, really important. And I realize the camera angle makes it, I'm trying to line it up pretty much perfect with the camera so you can see, but it needs to be straight. And you could even get like another cookie to like make sure you're sitting straight.
Idiot sandwich. I'm using that.
Hey, it's Gordon Ramsay. You can't say I said that one. That can't be a Sam quote. That one's all over.
Hey, who's making her t-shirt? Because that should be on the other t-shirt you're going to make her. It should say idiot sandwich.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I cut my whole way too big when I was doing the pile on my plate, but we're going to go with it. And we're just going to use this same taupe color. And I'm going to glue all 3 edges right here.
You're going to get me in so much trouble tonight. They're going to be like, idiot sandwich, heard it first on Cookie Snack Attack.
Everybody's going to be so encouraging at CookieCon, and then you're going to have your cookie swap, and you'll just hear, what an idiot sandwich in the background.
No, we didn't do a cookie swap. That was not me. We did have a mixer.
Oh, that's right. You did, didn't you? That's what it was.
Yes. So I didn't do that part. That is so pretty. Look at that.
All right. And then when you put it together, you just want to make sure that this touches up against it.
Good idea, because she loves Halloween. Elizabeth said you could do this for Halloween too and stick a teensy cauldron in that fire. Listen, why don't we just put some burning feet?
Yeah, right.
And Chris,
if we wanted to go dark, it could be a non-Santa approved with the little legs hanging out.
Why don't we do that? Oh yeah, what if we had a Christmas tree beside that? Like a 3D
right? Oh, I did. That's what I did. But I had that for my whole class. So it like extended over. Oh my gosh, I don't have it over here. I have my same phone.
We believe you.
We believe you. I'm so full of it. No, we had a really cool like sculpted tree and it had like little presents.
It is.
But this was like an hour broadcast, right? And it was like a 2.5 hour class. So I decided between the tree and the fireplace, we would focus on this. But yes, the tree part is very cool as well.
I think I may just have snort laughed on live TV and then
Oh, what am I looking for? Okay, red.
Samantha. Now look, let's straighten
green.
up and act right. I don't think I can. I'm gonna
We're
try.
gonna rain it in.
I want one of those in my house that's so pretty. Camille says this has been priceless. Amy, there are no words to express how grateful I am. Thank you. It's Samantha. This is gorgeous. I'm loving this. We're getting private messages over here. I think they want me to straighten up, but you know what? Life is hard and this is fun and I need this night.
And I'm not seeing the private messages. I just hear you go, it's so pretty.
Oh my God. They're like, give Amy a hug. They know I'm about to have a mental meltdown. That's what it is. And everyone's waiting for that moment when it happens.
We've got 3 more things. Hang with me. 3 more things.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry.
You know I don't care.
Fun with you.
You know I'm fine. It's so funny. Like my Instagram profile, like you said, it's like this nice professional picture. I'm like, if you show it to my class and think that's what you're getting, that is not what you're getting.
Into class.
But we always have fun. We have a great time.
I know. Always when you're on here, it's so much fun. Oh, well, I'll have what you're having. Yeah, the thing is, we're not having anything.
It's lack of sleep. You don't want what we're having.
I told Samantha you were going to tell her what you brought for dinner because it's only a twice a year thing. Because she might be able to get that where she is, right? Or is it only a Pennsylvania thing? Just tell them what we had for dinner. It was so good.
It's called a pierogi bowlie.
Oh,
I told you. I told you I'd get her to talk. I win. Hanging.
All right. I'm going to pipe you guys some garland. And now I'm going to show you my easy trick for garland. I just do think of like an alligator or I'm holding my hand up again. Like the greater than or like alligator or sideways V, whatever you need to think how to make a V sideways.
Chicken or rooster pecking you.
Yeah.
Because
I was showing people V the other night. They kept thinking straight up. And I was like, no, it's like a sideways V. And then some sideways V wasn't clicking. So
And did you do this when that happened?
I do. I talk with my hands a lot. And I'm like, no, turn it. See, that's going to help.
We should do a skit together at CookieCon because we would be
we could do CookieCon or cookie yoga poses.
Oh, look at that.
Cookie decorator yoga. It's going to be a thing.
Hilarious.
All right. So V's, we're going to do V's. We're going to go V down. And then we're just going to keep layering back and forth, but we're going to come up to a point. Now, again, this is not where we're overthinking. I'm going to turn this. I'm talking too much while I do this today.
You're doing that so fast.
I work really fast.
Yeah, she's doing a V and making the garland, and it's just overlapping. You see it? That is so pretty. And on the sides. Oh, that's good because we wouldn't want anyone to see an unfinished side.
Yeah, it's 360, right? Actually, I guess it's not. It's what? I can't do math right now. 270?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then while your garland's wet, I made these transfers ahead.
Oh my goodness. Is that the sweetest?
The key to this, and I'm going to kind of try and tilt this so you can see, is when you put your transfer, you want to stick it in the middle so there's like a gap. So it's not like falling against your fireplace. It actually looks like it's hanging when you stand it up. So if you try and do just the white tip up here,
gotcha,
it's going to sink. So you kind of want to put it right in the middle and push it down.
Hey, Elizabeth is back. Total cottagecore vibes.
Right. I love it. And then we're going to do a wreath up here.
Instagram.
There
you got another Instagram follow, Sam.
Yay. Okay, and I'm going to show you all my trick for getting a round wreath because a lot of times when people try to pipe them, they start going wonky with them. Just pipe your circle first. And you could even take like a tiny cutter and pipe your circle, but just so you can kind of see. And we're going to do that same V trick. I'm going to start. Where do I want to start on this one? Do I want to start up? Yeah, I'm going to start up here. And you're just going to follow that path going back and forth with this V. And you may have to stop and turn and rotate, and that's fine.
Very, very nice. You got any candy sprinkles you can stick on that?
I have red icing. I was gonna do little blobs
Oh,
that you
yeah,
could do
that'll
candy
work.
sprinkles.
No,
This
no, that's
is
okay.
before I forget, this is what color is this? It's not Laurel. It's one of the other AmeriColor. I love AmeriColor. I can't remember which green it is though. I'll have to look in my cabinet. Cypress. That's what it is.
Cypress, yes.
Cypress. And then I like to
Laurel,
take
Cypress, Laurel, and what's the light green one that we use all the time?
Oh, I have olive. I like olive a lot. And which one? Laurel, cypress, forest green. I like all the AmeriColor greens. They're really, really pretty. Avocado. That one's really
Yes,
nice.
avocado. That's the one I was trying to think of. I use avocado and laurel together a lot.
Yeah. All right. I'm just putting my red in a new bag because I had the whole cut too big.
Barbara, hello. We're glad you're here.
And this is the AmeriColor Crimson right here.
Ooh, look at that.
So it's a little deeper than their super red without having to work for it. You know, like sometimes you really have to start adding green and getting into color theory. This one pretty much comes out with that richer tone right out of the bag.
You gotta work it.
And then I just do like 3 little dots here and there, like little clusters.
Smooches. Smooches back. Can you hear the train? It's so loud at my house now because there's no leaves on the trees.
Oh, I can't hear it. Then I'm going to pipe a little bow right here.
It's a mile away from here, but it's so loud that at 2 in the morning when it goes off, you're like, I hate that conductor.
All right. Then we have our little bow.
Look at you.
All right. We still have one more thing. 2 more things, actually.
We do?
Yes. I'm not done yet. Yeah, I go extra. I go hard.
I know. Be extra. We're all extra. We're all about it.
Hey, babe. Can you get me the cocoa powder too?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I know what you're going to do.
Do you?
Hey, you're up to 1850. I do. We're up to 1854 on Instagram. Anybody want to go be 1855? 1855.
Cabinet on the top right. And under the baking soda. Either one of those cocoa containers. Yep, that works.
Allison loves it. She says so adorable.
I'm glad you were home. My whole family's in the living room. They've been so quiet and patient tonight. Okay, this is modeling chocolate. And it's just you could use regular chocolate. I just use the white candy melts and corn syrup, and it's a 1:4 ratio. And then what I'm going to do is make this little like
explain 1:4.
Then we're going to do
what's 1 and what's 4.
Do what?
You better tell them what's 1 and what's 4 because they might not have made their own.
If you went 4 on the corn syrup, you would immediately regret life. It is definitely a 4 on the white chocolate and 1 on the corn syrup.
Samantha,
girl. Right. So I made a 2 out of my white chocolate. And now these are coffee stirrers I got off Amazon. But some people have like scribes that have this ball tip. But you just want to take a ball and you're just going to twist it and use the heat of your fingers to kind of push up. And that's going to thin that edge out. And it's going to look like a little candle.
Be quiet, Allison. I don't want messages tonight.
So I'm not going to attach this right now because it's laying down. But you would put, actually, I'm gonna try and stand this sucker up, and then I'll show you in a second.
Oh yeah, look at it, golden.
But it would stand up right here, and then you would use just a dot of icing to hold that in place. I'm gonna rotate slowly. I'm gonna be brave. Goodness. I'm gonna pick this sucker up and try and show you on my front-facing camera.
Look at Janie loves the candle idea.
There we go.
Oh,
candle down.
Oh, it's okay. I hadn't attached it yet. But yeah, whenever you do those, I'll show you one more time. I like to make candles of different heights too. So just the heat of your hand.
Did you put any coloring in there, or is that strictly white chocolate?
It's strictly white chocolate. And it has a little bit almost of a yellowish tint, but it looks waxy. Like that's one of the reasons I like doing candles out of this, because it looks waxy. And I like to do some that are tall and skinny and some that are short and fat. And I like all of them having them all different heights. Again, I'm not judging you people who want them all perfect, but that's just not me. So I'm going to just take my ball tip one more time. I'm just going to push right here and use the heat of my hands to kind of push up on that tip while I'm spinning. That's really important because if you're not spinning, then it's going to stick to your chocolate. But it makes this nice little cup.
everyone loves your sense of humor.
Yay, thanks.
And
That bodes well.
Elizabeth says, OMG, the little candles, genius. She is a genius, isn't she?
Isn't it fun?
And Christina says she doesn't know what we're laughing at, but we're hilarious. You know what it is? The 15th of December laugh.
Hey, just
Woo!
to let y'all know, every class I teach is like this because I'd rather have fun than be boring. So,
Hey,
the modeling chocolate,
yeah. What's the consistency of it when it dries?
it's like a chewy taffy. Like it's firm with like here, I'll show you.
Tootsie Roll.
Like this block right here is like one that I made last week. And like right now it doesn't have much give because it's such a hard block. So you would want to take a little bit off and like kind of smush
Warm
it.
it up.
Yeah, warm it up and it's going to get softer. But then when you're eating it, it's like eating a kind of firm Starburst as far as the consistency of it goes.
We can get down with that. And we need one more person to hit 1855 on Instagram, please.
All right, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the cocoa powder. Now, I'm not going to go like all, you sound like, oh, here we go. It's not that impressive. Like
it is. It really is.
So I like to take.
Why don't you let them be the judge of how impressive you are, ma'am? Please.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair.
Wait, what is this? Before you start, though, I need that chicken shirt. She has 14 chickens. I love them more than I like most people.
Yeah. Well, I'm with her. I have like 20 of them. So
hey, that's a 15th of December comment right there if I've ever heard one. And Chris says, awesome. Thank you for that tip.
You're welcome. I was like, what tip? You're welcome. Whichever one. It was great. I'm sure it was great.
It was a good tip.
That one was perfect. That exact one. All right. So what I'm going to do is I just get a little bit on my finger. And the reason I use my fingers, because I'm using a paintbrush, I'm really pushing it down in the crevices. And I just want to like, the way I think about this is a worn-in house. And it's going to sound weird. I have kids. They touch everything, right? There's fingerprints. There's scuffs on the walls. I'm not trying to make it look distressed so much as it's just a bit lived in. And because we used that paintbrush to get those ridges, you can just barely kind of rub it with your finger just a little bit, and it's just going to catch the highlights. Now, it's more impressive when you have a longer cookie and you have more background. I'm going to do like a little bit more smudginess up here. But when you use that flood, because we're using that flood icing that we painted on instead of the textury one, you know, where you swipe it, it's smoother. So it only sticks to where you have raised edges.
Okay. So it was the modeling chocolate tip that Chris is saying thank you for.
You're welcome. None of the other tips, just that one.
No, that specific one for that specific thing. And for the people that are going to come for me later tonight, that we did this with no gloves on, no one is eating the cookie.
But did somebody really come after y'all for that? Like for the no gloves? It's my cookie. I wash my hands. Like I'm teaching, obviously.
Can I tell you that I've been in the food industry for 20 plus years? I do all the food safety courses. Every time I take that stupid exam, I can't eat in a restaurant for 6 months because I'm so grossed out after the test that I just can't. My husband has to cook all the like Louisiana foods again so I can get back in it. And like if we're trying to teach you techniques and so when you get a little too sensitive about the glove, no glove business, it's kind of upsetting.
Well, when I teach classes, I wash my hands a lot and I ask before touching anyone else's stuff. And when I'm baking for a client, it's completely different than when I'm doing this. Totally
different. And we're food safety all the way. Now, I take that so serious. Like I've kicked people out of my kitchen area trying to come back there. I even had a health inspector try to come into my kitchen area without a hairnet and I made him leave. And he's like, I'm the health inspector. And I was like, and I just took a picture of you in my kitchen without your head covered.
Right.
So what do you want to do now?
All right. So I'm going to stand this up again. I'm going to lower this camera a little bit here.
In fact, Samantha, may I tell them something? Because I don't get to share this story very often.
Yeah.
There were over 7 million food places in, I think my certificate is from the governor of Florida when I was there with my dessert cafe. And I think I was one of 7 places with a perfect health score
That's
for
awesome.
multiple years out of 2 to 3 million restaurants that were open in that time frame. So I completely dig food safety.
Yeah, me
But
too.
these are tutorials to help you, so just chill.
Yeah. Well, I like you, and I'm not going to judge anyone for anything.
Well,
And
I'm
if you don't
totally
like my
down
stuff,
with
you
you
don't have to
licking
make
that
it.
cookie. That was really great. I'm going to put that in our blooper reel for Cookie Snack Attack. I'm going to have Samantha licking the cookie.
Like my hand's shaking. I'm so tired. It's like, all right,
Did
here
we
we go.
keep you awake? You're doing good, right? Everything's okay?
We're doing good. We're doing great.
I
All
love these
good.
candles, and I love the color of the candles, and I would not have thought to do that with white chocolate, and you're already at your color. It looks like Williamsburg candles. Oh, look at it. Let me make that the big screen. Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Hold on.
I'm
Look
going
at
to
y'all. And the angels sang.
Hey, actually, babe, do you have like a flashlight somewhere handy?
Oh, here we go.
I just
The
want to see
magic.
so you can
She's
kind of see it lit up a little
do it.
bit.
Oh, I don't know if she's going to. Are you going to put flames on those candles? Tony says amazing. I think she's going to light up the fireplace. Is that what you're going to do, Samantha?
That's what I was going to do, is just put a light kind of behind here so you could just kind of see how it lights up from the back.
It was so cool on your. Wait. Here we go. It's the people with the cat on the table watching them decorate that gets my hackles up. I'm with you. I am so
Let's
with
see.
you. Look
And
at
that-
it. So cute. It's
So-
beautiful. Everyone loves it.
And you can get the like the little flicker tea
Yes.
lights, you know, on Amazon. That's what I use for my Halloween. I'm gonna roll this back up so you can see my face.
Oh, I
It feels
love it.
weird just seeing my mouth talk.
Do you want me to swap you again, or are you okay?
No,
Oh my
this is okay because you can see the front of it now. So
So cute, Samantha.
but yeah, getting like one of those little flicker flames and just like putting it on the table behind it, it'll just make it sit there and like look like a little shimmering fireplace, and it's really
Is
cool.
that white chocolate or white candy melts? White candy melts,
White
4 to
candy
1
melts.
ratio with
Mhm.
light corn syrup. And it's up to you to figure out which one is 4 and which one is 1. Just
It's
kidding.
the candy melts. It's the 4. It's definitely the candy melts. Don't waste ingredients on my part.
Candy melts 4, corn syrup 1. Okay, here we go. Love it. That's great. That's beautiful. Give her. Oh, you got tons of hearts and hearts flying up on the screen on the phone.
Awesome. Well, that's
Wait,
cool.
now we got tons of comments coming. So can you see them?
Yeah, I see them rolling through. Thanks, you
beautiful.
guys.
Let's see. Okay, I will share this with you, and you know, Amy, why I can about gloves. They are on your hands to protect you. You still have to wash your hands with the glove on. They're only on your hands to protect you. Jesse Ann, I know. We're just being silly tonight. It's okay.
Yes, we're just
Thank you,
having
Sam.
fun.
This was awesome. The cookie is gorgeous, and we think you're pretty special too. Let's see. Love it. Thank you so much. Gotta go. All right,
Thanks
we'll
for
catch you
hanging
later,
out.
Jamie. All right, listen, how did y'all like this tonight? Is this like just super fun? And did you love hanging out with Samantha? Barbara says, so very pretty. Thanks, Sammy. Amazing work. Are we allowed to call you Sammy?
You can call me anything you want.
Oh,
So I know that might be risky saying it to you tonight, but most people in my personal life, I'm known as Sam. But in my business life, I can tell people who know me through Cookie World because they call me Sammy. I will respond to any of it. It's totally fine.
All right, I gotcha. Let's see. Appears so quick and easy. It's gorgeous. She just made it so simple for us, didn't she?
It is
Just-
really quick and easy though. Like anything I do like this, I try to do very easy and quickly so you're not like.
So you don't have to avert your eyes. That's so funny.
Well, I did go home first, so take it for what you will.
You know what? You got there. You got to the
did.
show. So who cares? We're happy. I hope you go back though. Let's see. Jessie Ann loved it all. Priscilla says, thanks for the amazing tutorial. Now, why aren't there pictures showing over here? So that's different. Loved it so much fun. Needed the laughter. Shirley says, absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Shirley. Tony says, thank you, Sammy. Priscilla says, Ms. Texture.
Miss Texture.
Yeah, Miss Texture. Maybe
I'll take that too.
I'm gonna come up with something. I don't know. I'm gonna have something before CookieCon. It'll be on a t-shirt for you, lady. Love the way the class was. So much fun. Thank you for your knowledge in the class. Elizabeth says, now go take a nap, girl. She's got to feed her family, bake some cookies, and then she'll go to bed. That's
Yeah.
she's got to stay on track.
That's all right.
Does it take you long to design your templates?
No, but only because I've been doing this for a while, and because when I was a kid, I really liked to draw like houses and like do architecture like type drawings. I thought I would be an architect for like a brief 2 months when I was like 8, and I really liked graph paper. So it really doesn't take me long to come up with my designs. I tend to be very decisive and not hang up on them too much.
Okay.
But if you ever want more information about how I work through my designs, I'm happy to do a class on that sometime too.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot more technical, so.
Hey, anytime you want to come back, we're ready for you. And Priscilla said, what was your airing date? Do you remember what season, what episode?
Oh, it was season 6, episode 8. It was it Christmas Eve or was it the week before? It was the very last episode of last season. And if you watch it and you think, oh, she's going to be so funny, we had so much fun tonight. They really were like, once they decided, I wasn't going on to the second round, they were like, well, we're just going to cut out all the fun stuff in our interview. And there's one part where I literally, they asked me a question and I'm like, I don't know. Like I shrugged, weird and awkward. And I remember specifically, it was the same question 3 times in a row. And then they chose that one where I was like, why do they keep asking me this question? And that's the one they chose to air. So I'm much more clever here. When you watch the show, you'll be like, wow, okay.
I remember watching it though, because my mom has been watching these with me.
Yeah.
We've been catching up on everything.
All right. It was a fun experience. I loved it, but I was like, yo, could have made me look a little better.
Are you going to go back?
If they invite me.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked to them about some other stuff that hasn't panned out yet because of filming dates. So.
All right. Good. Go back. Go back. I think it'll be tons of fun.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
How about you hang out with us for just a minute and we'll let all these other nice folks go for the evening. But please remember, schedule change, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Donna Rohrabaugh will be with us. And then at 8:30, Lizelle Powell will be with us. And then we close down the event and you're just going to see just little old me on Tuesdays. Does that work? Is that going to be okay for everybody? You are up to 1855.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
They love you.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
All right. Merry Christmas. Hang out with me for a sec.
You got it.
Bye, guys. Debbie, wave. We're frozen. All of us are frozen. What's happening? It won't end the stream. This could be bad, Samantha.
Are they still there?
Well, they can hear us. They just can't. We're not moving, and it won't let me end the stream. So just hold on for a minute. Just for a second. Now we're all unfrozen. Let's see what happens. All right. Good night, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Good night.